Okay. It's after 10 o'clock now. These grades are the previous 4-hour candle, which also happened to be high to low of the opening range of this morning. It is currently after 10 o'clock, so I guess I'm back in the position of, again, after this rundown, is it gonna, figure out, ultimately, is it gonna take this low or this high? To a certain degree, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a little shitty this morning and just hangs out in here. I think this was a pretty decent move. I mean, and it all happened after 9:30, so it wouldn't surprise me if it just does jack shit, but we'll see. One thing I'm looking at as far as a pretty significant key level is, I guess like we talked about on a daily chart, this is the upper quadrant of it, which is perfectly also the 50% level of the previous 4-hour candle. So, yeah, I had to press the button, or not press the button, record, because I said that's what I was going to do, and it helps, even though sometimes I don't feel like doing it, but I know it helps, and so here we are. So, yeah, I was looking for, I did what you said. This is the, I know we didn't take the low like we did yesterday, or yesterday when we talked about it, after 10 o'clock so far. But I did go back through my 5-minute, 4-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute charts looking for this fair value gap, looking for fair value gap on the after 10 o'clock. I do have this one on the 4-minute chart right here, if you can see that. Pretty small. Then I went to the 3-minute chart, and I'm a little bit more of a fan of the size that we have on this one. Right there. The other thing that I'm really looking at is this first presented fair value gap of the morning has never been traded to. Yeah, we'll see. The other thing that I don't really like is, I mean, when 10 o'clock opened, it had this wick down right here. But ultimately, if we're going to be taking, or if we're looking long to get all the way up here, I would have preferred to see like a candle down here or two more than just a wick. A lot of times you can get like just candle, and then it will get back above it, and but maybe I started videoing later, just, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of what I'm looking at. If I know the first presented fair value gap's a draw, and if it's going to take one side of the last 4-hour candle, or I guess initial buy side or sell side, I suppose I would more be leaning toward this side currently. But I guess we'll just see what happens here. I do kind of look at this in the sense of, okay, if I know my draw is the first presented fair value gap and possibly this high up here, and this is not Mondays, this is I believe it's the 6 a.m. fair value gap. So we have opening range right here, 6 a.m. fair value gap, and there's one more fair value gap. That's 6 a.m. No, I'm sorry. This yellow fair value gap is the first presented fair value gap after 5:30 this morning, which would have, I guess, been the opening range of the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle. right here is the 830 fair value gap, and so these are all layered in here right there. Um, and so I guess looking at this, I don't know what time I started video, somewhere in here, but what I kind of should have done was get my silver bullet on there, already have this idea that this is kind of where I'm looking up here, up above. Where's my overlapping quadrant? This is my overlapping quadrant. Get above this quadrant right here. See how, if it's going to trade through this or respect this right here. And try and get up into these first percent of fair value gap and possibly up to this high right here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see. I did leave a fair value gap over top of that quadrant right there. Yesterday, you talked about it a little bit, but the other thing that I don't do a lot of the time is mark out these inversion fair value gaps. And so, like, looking at this one here, kind of across from the silver bullet, I was just using my mouse, and then noticed that, like, right at the low of that inversion fair value gap, that's where the body stopped when it was trading back into the silver bullet. So ultimately what I was going to say, when I know there's these draws up here, get my silver bullet on it. And to add on to that, the other day we were talking about my second leg of confirmation that I look for. So instead of buying it when it's inside the silver bullet and I'm bullish, I would have waited. I guess I did wait, and I'm still waiting. But for it to trade back out of the silver bullet and then hit that order block right there. So if I did take this trade, I probably would have bought this candle right here, which currently to where we're at, it's still a good trade, but I'm just not on my A game, man. But it's fine, I guess. I don't need this other anymore. I was looking at London a little bit yesterday. I think I deleted some stuff off of here, but this was the 1:30 to 2 o'clock range. And then I think I was just freaking tired, so I don't know what time I went to bed. What time would this be, like 11:30 or something? I think I went to bed in here looking for either, I don't know where it was. If this was the 4-hour high, or this might have even been the 4-hour high, but I don't know. I looked at it a little bit yesterday. I'm curious to see what happens right here. I just realized that this silver bullet, I put it on there on the 4-minute chart. Talking about going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So as far as a 1-minute silver bullet goes, after 10 o'clock we still... Oh shit, there's one right here. Damn, bro. I was excited. I was like, okay, well here's my silver bullet. And this one's right over the top of my layered gradients right here, so maybe this will be awesome if it comes down to here or something. And then I realize that there's this one. Now that still doesn't mean that this fair value gap can't be used in this way. We also have inversion fair value gap right there. I'm just really curious to see how it comes off of this. If it, you know, there's Midnight Open, which is also the top of this 1 minute fair value gap. Oh, I don't want to confuse myself by putting too many PD arrays on here right now, but sometimes it also is helpful by looking at it like the whole ladder, especially after the last few days have just been high resistance liquidity runs, hitting order blocks, then order blocks, then order blocks, and never really having deep retracements and just trading up, trading down, trading up, hitting the order block, trading up, order block, or whatever it does here. But yeah. And after you messaged me, the overlapping gradients right here, this is the thick ones are of the 4-hour candle, and then these gradients right here are, oh, I'm sorry, from here. Excuse me. From here to here, this is the same one right there, are the daily candle from yesterday. But I didn't do true day to true day. That's just on the daily chart. On the daily chart, this low to that high right there. I'm interested. So yeah, this 4-hour candle right here is the entire range of what we've had today at all. Or total, I guess. I have my 5-minute chart open on my other monitor, but this fair value gap right here, inversion fair value gap, is also a 5-minute BC on the 5-minute chart in this candle right here. Basically the exact same spot. If I were to move it to the 5-minute chart, that's what this is a 5-minute BC right here. This is the other hard part, like, I should have been smarter down here. But, like, if, we'll say, target is up here, or here, or here, but this is where we came from. I feel like I'm buying in a premium, man, and I don't want to buy in no premium. I also do know if I threw do it. If these are optimal trade entry, so 50%, 62, 705, 79. We are right in the middle of that now. But part of the reason I don't feel concerned that it's actually going to come all the way take this low is because 99% of times when it uses optimal trade entry, or when it's in the range of optimal trade entry, short or whatever, there is candles above that get above 50% of the run, back below consequent encroachment, and then it will run up into optimal trade entry. So it will go from a discount, little tiny premium, discount, actual premium, optimal trade entry, and then it goes. But because we're already within optimal trade entry and never had that premium, discount, premium kind of array, I'll say, it's kind of why I'm also not more leaning towards the fact that this is going to come all the way back down here, I guess. But that's probably more along the lines of just the theory of things that I've noticed over the last couple months, more so than, like, I could be completely wrong on that sense, but it's just a thought that I had. That's 10:30, coming into 10:30. Wait till 10:30. I'm gonna go grab my sweatshirt. It's kind of cold in my room. So on the 5-minute chart, depending on where this closes, actually I'll just show you. Traded into our fair value gap, and depending on where this closes, I'm looking at this for a potential bullish order block. But like, if I do take a trade, I'll take a trade because I think it's gonna come up here. But I also just don't like it because I feel like I'm in a premium. I feel like at any moment they could just, shit on me. But it's staying above here. 5-minute chart never even traded down through it. These levels right here, these are the overlapping levels again, are the low of this fair value gap. 5-minute chart didn't even reach consequent encroachment. I mean, we'll just see what it does. It's not even 10:30. There isn't even a fair value gap in here. It's just sitting here. The other thing I don't know, I don't want to just confuse myself again on which side am I looking for, especially because it hasn't taken one side. This right here is consequent encroachment of this wick, and I noticed that the 5-minute bodies were respecting that as of currently. We'll see what happens, but I'm just trying to get more confirmation, I guess, that I would like to see 5-minute bodies close above that, coming into, like, depending on where the 10:29 candle closes. But I also like still look at this fair value gap in this level and see no reason why it couldn't come down here before it comes up here. But I do feel like this is one of those mornings where I have just no idea which side of the market it's going to go to. My trade, if I was going to take one after 10 o'clock right away, it would have been right here. And I honestly don't know where I would have put TP for here. Maybe here, most likely up here. I don't know if I need to be like afraid. I haven't seen like nasty wicks at 10:30 for a while. But like if this closes above here, the 5-minute candle is closing above this discount wick or premium wick, which is bullish, closing above this fair value gap, closing above midnight open. There's 10:30. If this leaves this fair value gap and trades into it, I'll buy it. But I might get greedy and put my take profit at the first presented fair value gap. And maybe I'm wrong. Just go right there. I'm in a premium. I'm just looking at It's making me nervous, man. Like ideally, I feel like I would want to see it just gone by now. I don't like that it's building in liquidity down here, or just wicks, you know, but I know it's just inside my fair value gap. I'm like trying to stay in my mind enough to be like, okay, is there a PD array that's showing me it's actually going to go down? Um, you know, but I don't know if I can do that, and I don't want to piss myself. I'd rather just, I suppose I would rather just take a losing trade than again not take a trade and have it come up here after I had already entered it and just, you know, be disappointed in myself that I closed it, or, you know, whatever. Um, so the body still stayed above it. I think it's above consequent encroachment of this BC still. It's not like it's leaving a bearish fair value gap here, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to manage myself. I would rather just be wrong. I'll just leave it. And maybe I get stopped out. Which is probably going to be the case now. Yep. Okay. Oh. Whoops. I'll just wait. That would have stopped me out. If it shows me something that it wants to get back above all that bullshit, maybe I'll consider going long again, but... These are grades of a 5-minute order block over here. Maybe I should have been paying more attention to that shit or something. I don't know, man. Okay, I don't want to just be dumb again. Back down to the low of that fair value gap. Dude, I don't know if this is dumb. Like, am I just making dumb decisions or what? Because now there's these two relative equal lows in place. There's this overlapping gradient that I've said it wouldn't surprise me if it returns to. But if I'm bullish, if I'm bullish, I got stopped out once on a bullish fair value gap, came down, traded all the way back through it, and left another BC, and I bought it when it touched it on the inversion fair value gap. So I don't know. If I get if I get stopped out again, it's fine. It's not going to take away from my frustration, and maybe I just need to take a step back and realize these are shitty conditions from 1020 to now. We've been sitting in a small range right here, working this fair value gap, and so maybe I just need to take this off. Like, just feel like, I don't know. But I'm buying in a premium of a premium, trying to take a trade, more so from a practice perspective, knowing that it should have been down here. Like it You're gonna have to watch this and tell me like I was on the right track of just from here to here, it's shitty, staying in a range, just wait for the next macro or whatever. You were on the right track, but this is what you needed to wait for, and but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna close this. Reason being, it's just shitty, and these 5 minute bodies aren't even getting up into this 5 minute order block anymore. I just don't trust it. Ugh. Regardless, I mean, I'm just losing money left and right. But part of it is trying to take more trades, trying to be more diligent. Market structure is not hard, but kind of like what we've been talking about the other. See, just freaking piss me off, man. And it still wouldn't even hit my TP. I know that. But just like, just sitting here doing jack shit. Staying underneath a 5 minute order block. How am I supposed to trust this? Or what am I looking for? Or literally close my trade at the bottom of the damn candle. very bottom of this candle, which I know these 6 handles not important or whatever in the hell this is. But like, man, oh man. So if it does flip around here, my first percent of fair value gap was definitely greedy. Could have had TP up here. Or maybe even just this quadrant would have been the smarter way to go if I was initially in down here. But like, I don't know, bro. Part of me that wants to sell this right here, looking at the 5-minute bodies. I don't even want to talk, bro. Green candles are scary. Black candles are scary. Recording helps me focus, but I still worry about being a dumbass. But I'm looking at the 5-minute bodies. 5-minute. So this right here on the 5-minute chart, this level where I'm holding my mouse is the bottom of a 5-minute order block. 5-minute candles are unable to close even inside of this candle anymore, and I'm looking at these relative equal lows, where also my overlapping quadrant is. I'm looking at it traded up, just barely took that, took this out. There was a CB, but I also don't trust it for that reason, because again, of my whole premise, I thought it was at least gonna get up to here, but I don't freaking know, man. Just annoyed. I don't know why. I'm happy I took trades. I don't care that I got stopped out, but like, because I think in general, taking trades is gonna be more helpful than just sitting still and convincing myself I did this or I did that. You know, for example, this down here. The amount of times I say, that's my buy right there, and then never press the button and it goes there, like yesterday's video as well, right? Too many times, so at least pressing the button, who cares if I get stopped out, because I know I have good trades. But this is probably just some high resistance liquidity bullshit sitting inside a range. Maybe it will come down here. I'll sit here for a few more minutes, but I know you got a busy day. Hope you're having fun. The only other thing I would potentially look at would be there's a 5-minute swing low. Oops. There's a 5-minute swing low we made. And that's consequent encroachment. I kind of don't think that's all at once. But whether, if you sell short up here, or if I would either be down to this sell side right here or consequent encroachment right here. All right, man. Yep. Enough said. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.